Hi, Peng. Ha, nice to meet you. I'm very great to meet you and start my English practice session again. Today is December 30th, Friday. Oh my God, today is December 13th, Friday. Do you have any ideas? Do you have any information? Have you ever heard about the December 13th, Friday? It's very scary.
Oh, Friday the 13th. Yes, it's often considered unlucky in Western culture. Some people associate it with bad luck or even scary events, partly because of its portrayal in movies and superstitions. Do you feel the same way about it? Or is there a specific story or belief that makes it scary for you?
As I told you before, I am Asian, I am Korean, so I'm not, I'm not, I think I'm not feel the exact same way with Western people for the Friday, 13th Friday, but sometimes, when have when I have to work in dark street or I have to drive in the night. Sometimes I usually think about the Friday, 13th Friday uh, story. So could you please explain what the origin of that scary story?
Of course, the superstition around Friday the 13th has a few possible origins, but it's not entirely clear where it began. In Western culture, the number 13 has often been seen as unlucky. This might be because, in Christianity, 13 people were present at the Last Supper before Jesus was betrayed, and that betrayal led to his crucifixion on a Friday. So Friday and 13 became connected with misfortune. Over time, stories and superstitions mixed, and Friday the 13th became a symbol of bad luck. It was also popularized by the Friday the 13th horror movies, which made it even scarier in people's imaginations. It's interesting that, even though it's not part of Korean culture, you sometimes think about it in certain situations. Do you find it adds a little thrill or makes you more cautious?
Oh no, I don't think I really feel like a Western person about the 13th Friday. It's just I think it's just a funny story. It's just a funny story. Sometimes I think it's just a funny story for me because I don't believe that that kind of superstitious superstitious story. But honestly speaking, for Koreans, we already many Koreans scared about the school story at the night when I have to uh, when I have to work along with school at the night. I really scared. I really scared about the schools, schools, schools bad story or school scary story. I'm not sure how to explain. I'm not sure how to describe this situation. Could you please help me?
I understand. So for you, Friday the 13th is more like an entertaining or funny idea, not something you deeply believe in. But when it comes to Korean scary stories, especially in schools at night, that's much more personal and relatable. Many Koreans grow up hearing about spooky things happening in schools, like ghost stories or mysterious sounds in the night. Those dark, empty hallways can feel really eerie. You explained it well. If you're trying to describe it in English, you could say, when I'm alone at school at night, I feel really scared because of the creepy ghost stories or scary rumors we hear growing up. What do you think makes school at night feel so creepy? Is it the quiet, the dark, or just the stories?
When I need to walk along the school at night, you know, I told you before, my memory is getting worse. I think I am elderly person. However, I can remember whole. I can remember many stories at the moment, even though my memory is not good. How can I explain the situation? How at the specific moment when I need to walk along the school at night, my memory is very good at to remember many creepy stories.
You explained it quite well. You can say something like, even though my memory isn't very good usually, when I'm walking alone at school at night, I suddenly remember all the creepy stories clearly. It's like my brain works perfectly just to scare me. It's interesting how fear can make your mind so sharp in those moments. Do you think it's because the stories left a strong impression on you when you first heard them? Or is it the atmosphere at night that brings them back?
Certainly, I couldn't agree more. It's just all about that kind of scary story gives me very negative information, negative impression. So, when I got the impression about some kind of story, I can remember that even though long time after. So, for my English studies, with you, this is very important point. You gave me very good impressions for many sentences. So, as I told you before, my memory is getting worse. However, I can remember. I can I can enjoy our pronunciation with that kind of positive impression from you.
Thank you for sharing that. It makes me so happy to hear that our conversations leave a positive impression on you. You're absolutely right. Strong emotions or impressions, whether positive or negative, can make memories stick much longer. I'm glad that studying English with me feels enjoyable and memorable for you. You might say, even though my memory is getting worse, I can remember the positive impressions from our English sessions. They help me enjoy learning more. What kinds of sentences or topics leave the strongest positive impression for you?
You know, I think I generally got impression when I hear the easy sentence. I mean, the sentences used composed by kindergarten level kindergarten level vocabulary, but that sentence can convey mm, many information or good impressions to other people. I I think I can get the good impression from that moment, even if easy and simple sentences can convey whole situation that someone want to convey to other people.
That's a beautiful way to think about language. Simple sentences with clear meanings can indeed create a big impact. You're focusing on what's most important, expressing yourself in a way that's easy to understand but still full of meaning. You could say, I like simple sentences made with kindergarten level words, but they can still convey a lot of information or emotion. That's when I feel most impressed. It's a great approach for learning English. Do you want me to focus more on simpler expressions during our sessions?
Of course, certainly.
Sorry, I'm
Of
having
course,
issues
certainly.
right now. Could not understand what you said.
I didn't mention anything. Certainly, I want to keep going with you. I want to keep going with you to improve my English speaking skills. I think I enjoyed whenever whenever I feel, whenever I know some kind of easy and simple sentences can convey many things. I think I'm interested in that situation. I'm interested in that kind of easy sentences. When I found I think I am interested in the situation. I think I think I I was interested in the situation when I got the deep understanding of what I said and the sentences you gave me to help to explain and describe my life with each word. I think I believe that I was interested in that situation. So that 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 interesting moment can motivate me to push myself further and keep my English learning journey with you.
That's a wonderful mindset, and I'm really glad to hear that you're enjoying this process. You've expressed your thoughts beautifully, and it's clear how much you value understanding and using simple, effective language. You might say, I enjoy learning English, especially when I discover simple sentences that convey deep meaning. It motivates me to keep improving because I feel more confident and connected to the language. I'll keep helping you explore those easy yet meaningful expressions. Do you have any specific topics or situations you'd like us to practice together next?
Certainly, absolutely. I have so much to say with I have so much to practice with you. Before I begin my presentation, I want to explain I want to do my routine. Listen carefully. This is my starting routine. First, I want to make it clear that I'm just a student, not a teacher. This YouTube channel is not about teaching English to someone else. This is just simply to show my own English learning journey. The purpose of this channel is to demonstrate that even elderly learners like me, who don't use English in daily life, can still learn to speak English.
That's a fantastic way to start your presentation. It's clear, humble, and inspiring. Here's a polished version of what you said, keeping it simple and natural. Before I begin, I want to make one thing clear. I'm just a student, not a teacher. This YouTube channel isn't about teaching English to others. It's simply a way to share my own English learning journey. The purpose of this channel is to show that even elderly learners like me, who don't use English in daily
Like I said, unless there are significant errors, you don't need to give me a refined and polished version because this time is for my speaking practice. So I would like to speak. I'd like to practice as much as I can possible. So Unless there are significant errors, you don't need to give me defined or polished version. You got the point?
Got it. I'll focus on helping you improve through speaking and only point out significant errors if they change the meaning or clarity. Keep practicing as much as you like, and I'll support you along the way. Let's keep going. What would you like to talk about next?
Okay, let's dive into, without further delay, let's dive into my dialogue conversation practice time. So, could you please access my number one text file, GPT's number one workplace conversion examples for a PQP meeting. We couldn't finish that file because of a specific time limit of you. It's almost 50 to 1 hour limit. So I'd like to start uh, at that specific spot where we left. So do you remember? Do you have any ideas for that specific spot?
Yes, I understand. You're referring to the APQP meeting examples from your first text file. Let me quickly check and pick up where we left off last time. One moment. It seems I couldn't pinpoint exactly where we left off. Could you remind me a little about the last part we discussed? For example, was it about updates from a specific department, like engineering or quality assurance? Or would you like me to continue from the next logical section? Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
GPT, listen carefully. Let me tell you where we left. Can you access the line, section 9, finance department, project manager, project manager, told like this. Finance team, any concerns from a budgetary perspective that we need to address. And then finance manager might say, overall, we are within budget. However, the additional cost from the alternative land supplier and fast curing adhesive may increase expenses slightly. You got the point where you got the specific spot where we left. Can you find that line in the number one text file for APQP meeting?
It seems I couldn't directly locate that exact line in the file. Let me try a broader search to find the relevant section related to the finance department or budgetary discussions in the APQP meeting text. One moment, I couldn't find the specific line or section based on the description. Would you like to upload the file again, or can you guide me further with any nearby keywords or phrases that might help pinpoint the spot?
Okay, I think I can guide you further with this text file. There is, there are many dialogue sentences in this file, and there is specific title number 9, finance department. Can you find it? Number 9, finance department.
It seems the exact match for number 9, Finance Department, didn't come up in my search either. I'll manually review the text file for this specific section. Please hold on for a moment. I still couldn't directly pinpoint the Finance Department section. Could you re upload the file or highlight a specific part of the text? It would help me locate the exact spot you're referring to.
I'm not sure why you changed. In my opinion, a few weeks ago, you can easily find where we left when I give you small information about that. But these days, I mean, in this week, you couldn't find the exact spot, even though I give you many information about that. I think you slightly changed in this week. Anyway, let's keep the momentum going. I think I think we can continue our dialogue petition with next part. Do not take, this situation, do not take this point too seriously. Never mind. It's not a big deal. Okay, we can go with the next file. Number four. GPT's number four, workplace conversations examples for manufacturing. Can you access that file? Could you access that file? Were you, I mean, are you able to access that file?
Thank you for your patience and understanding. I'll move on to the next file, GPT's number 4 workplace conversations for manufacturing, as you mentioned. Let me access that part for you right now. One moment. I'm not seeing the results through searching, but I know the file is fully uploaded. I'll manually locate the section about manufacturing process conversations and bring up the details for us to continue. Let me check quickly. I've found the file titled GPT's number 4 workplace conversations for manufacturing and located the detailed explanations about the manufacturing process flow for SMT and assembly lines. Where would you like to start? Should we begin with the SMT line or the assembly line examples?
In my opinion, I think we are on the same track right now. Okay, here is a detailed and simple explanation of the manufacturing process flow for the SMT line and assembly line based on the provided process flow. This is intended for a new employee at Ford, so I will keep it for the company. So I will keep it clear and straightforward. Listen carefully. Manufacturing process flow, SMT line. I'd like to introduce. I'd like to introduce manufacturing process flow for SMT line. First, uh, we are in the material. Imagine that we are in the material warehouse. We start by receiving and storing all raw materials and components needed for production in the warehouse. This includes PCBs, solder paste, and various electronic components. Uh, can you imagine where can you imagine we are in the material warehouse? Material warehouse is the first place all process going all place uh, all place all processes start all process going to start.
Absolutely, I can imagine it. The material warehouse is the starting point where all the raw materials and components are stored and prepared for production. It's like the heart of the process, ensuring everything is organized and ready for the next steps. You explained it very well. Would you like to continue walking through the SMT line process step by step?
I'm sorry. I just checked 카카오톡 message from our team's colleague. Never mind, it's not a big deal. Okay. Please tell me one more time what you said a moment ago.
No problem at all. Here's what I said earlier. The material warehouse is the starting point for the manufacturing process. It's where all the raw materials and components, like PCBs, solder paste, and electronic parts, are stored and organized for production. I mentioned that it's like the heart of the process, making sure everything is ready to move forward smoothly. Would you like to continue describing the next steps in the SMT line?
Okay, okay. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. Next step is vacuum loader. The PCBs are loaded automatically, and honestly speaking, it's not automatically loaded. PCB are loaded manually from the warehouse to production line using a vacuum loader, which helps in handling the boards without causing damage. Which helps in handling, which helps, which helps which helps in handling the boards, the PCB boards without causing damage.
Got it? The next step is the vacuum loader, where the PCBs are manually transferred from the warehouse to the production line. The vacuum loader is essential because it handles the PCBs carefully, preventing any damage during the transfer. Shall we move on to the next step in the process?
Okay, certainly. Let's keep moving. Okay. The next step is laser marking. Unique serial numbers or QR codes based on the customer's requirement are laser engraved onto the PCB for traceability and identification. Traceability and identification are very important to track if track the history or record of the PCB for the PCB, if there is a defect, if if there if there is defect after our manufacturing, after our production.
Great explanation. The laser marking step is where unique serial numbers, or QR codes, customized to the customer's requirements, are engraved onto the PCB. This ensures traceability and identification, which are critical for tracking the PCB's history. If a defect arises after production, this step makes it easier to trace and identify the issue. Shall we continue to the next step?
Okay, next step is screen printer. Certainly, of course, let's keep on going. Here, solder paste is applied to the PCB. The screen printer uses a metal mask to ensure the solder paste is accurately placed on the areas where components will be mounted.
Understood. The screen printer step is where solder paste is applied to the PCB. A metal mask, or stencil, is used to ensure the solder paste is accurately placed on the exact spots where components will be mounted. This precision is crucial for the later assembly steps. What's the next step in the process?
Okay, next step is chip mounter and a multi-mounter. In this step, small electronic components such as resistors and capacitors are mounted onto the PCB. The machine picks the components from a feeder and places them preciously on the solder paste coated pads. And then, a multi-mounter process is for a large components. Large components are mounted on the PCB in this step. It includes placing components like connectors or ICs that are too large for the earlier chip mount step.
Perfect explanation. In the chip mounter step, small electronic components like resistors and capacitors are picked from a feeder and precisely placed onto the solder paste coated pads. After that, the multi-mounter handles larger components, such as connectors or ICs, which are too big for the chip mounter. These steps ensure all components are accurately placed for further processing. Shall we move to the next stage?
Okay. Next step is SPI, solder paste inspection. After the components are mounted, we inspect the solder paste deposit using a 3D scanner. This ensures that the right amount of this inspection process ensures that the right amount of solder is applied and positioned correctly.
Got it. The SPI, solder paste inspection, step uses a 3D scanner to check the solder paste deposits after the components are mounted. This step ensures that the solder paste is applied in the correct amount and is properly positioned, which is essential for reliable connections during reflow soldering. Are we moving to the reflow oven next?
Okay, you got the point. How did you how did you already know? How do you know the next step is a reflow oven?
Well, I'm following the logical flow of the SMT process you're describing. After SPI, the natural next step is usually the reflow oven, where the solder paste is melted to form solid connections between the components and the PCB. It's all about following the process step by step. Shall we dive into the details of the reflow oven?
Okay, okay. I think you are very smart. Okay, let's keep on going. Next step is reflow oven. PCB with components placed. The PCB, I mean the product with components placed goes through the reflow oven. Here, the heat melts the solder. Listen carefully. The heat, the heat, the specific heat, the controlled heat melts the solder, forming permanent connection between the components and the PCB. Do you understand?
Thank you. You explained the reflow oven step very clearly. This step is where the PCB, now with all components placed, passes through controlled heat. The heat melts the solder, creating permanent and reliable connections between the components and the PCB. It is exclusive to expressum inters alles to pour. What's the next step in your process?
Okay, let's keep the moment going. Next step is AUI. The board is then inspected using cameras to ensure that all components are correctly placed and soldered. This is an automated process to catch defects such as misalignment or missing components.
Understood. The AOI, Automated Optical Inspection step, uses cameras to inspect the PCB. It ensures that all components are correctly placed and soldered. This automated process is crucial for identifying defects like misalignment or missing components early on, ensuring quality before moving forward. Ready for the next step?
I think I'm very glad I'm be glad I think I'm very glad whenever I noticed we are on the same track.
I'm glad to hear that. It's always a great feeling when everything flows smoothly, like we're in sync. Let's keep this momentum going. What's the next step in your process?
Next step is NG buffer. Defective board, issued board, defective board, defective product. Defective products are sent to a designated buffer for review and repair. Good boards continue to the next step. Uh, mm, Trained workers may repair defective boards uh, in the specified table.
Got it. In the NG buffer step, defective boards are sent to a designated area for review and repair. Skilled workers inspect and fix the issues to salvage the boards. Meanwhile, the good boards move on to the next step without delay. Shall we continue?
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. X-ray inspection. Next step is X-ray inspection. Some boards undergo X-ray inspection to check hidden solder joints that cannot be can can't be inspected by AI, like connections under large components. I mean BGA chips and selective soldering point.
Understood. The X-ray inspection step is for boards that need deeper analysis. It examines hidden solder joints that the AOI can't check, such as connections under large components like BGAs, ball grid arrays, or selective soldering points. This ensures that even the hard-to-see areas meet quality standards. What's the next step?
Listen carefully. In fact, uh, X-ray inspection step. For the X-ray inspection step, sometimes it truly depends on the components. I mean, if there are BGA chip and salt, or if there are BGA chips or selective soldering point, uh, all PCBs must undergo X-ray inspection in the inline inspection process. However, uh, if there is no, if there are no PJ chip and selective soldering, we can inspect the PCBs. I mean our product on the sampling based process.
Ah, for the X-ray inspection, the process depends on the components. If the PCB includes VGA chips or selective soldering points, all boards must undergo X-ray inspection as part of the inline process. However, if there are no such components, a sampling-based inspection is sufficient. This flexibility optimizes the inspection process while ensuring quality where it matters most. Shall we move forward to the next step?
Okay. Let's keep the moment going. Next step is ICT, in-circuit test. We conduct electrical testing to ensure that the board works as expected, as designed. I say one more time. This first line is very important. Listen carefully. We conduct electrical testing to ensure that the board works as designed. This includes checking for short circuit, open circuit, and component functionality. Main IC's functionality.
Perfectly explained. The ICT in-circuit test step involves conducting electrical tests to ensure the PCB works as designed. This step checks for short circuits, open circuits, and the functionality of components, especially the main ICs. It's a crucial step to verify the electrical integrity of the board. What's next in the process?
Next step is PCB cleaner. Before proceeding, the PCB is im- cleaned to remove any leftover solder plugs or contaminants. I say sometime I say sometime before proceeding, the PCB is cleaned. The PCB is cleaned to remove any leftover solder plugs or contaminants. In fact, for our pattern factory SMT line, there is no PCB cleaner in this step because usually or generally there is no leftover solder plugs in our product because uh, all of solder plugs are vaporized in the reflow oven.
Got it. The PCB cleanup step is where the board is cleaned to remove any leftover solder flux or contaminants. However, in your patented factory SMT line, this step isn't needed because the reflow oven vaporizes all the solder flux, leaving the PCBs clean. That's an impressive process improvement. Shall we move on to the next stage?
Okay. Let's keep the momentum going. Uh, uh, Next step is router. The PCB is separated from the main panel. The PCB is separated from the main panel. Uh, a router machine cuts the board into individual pieces, and then next step is unloader. Finally, the completed boards are unloaded. Completed boards. I mean the final. Uh, finally. product are unloaded from the SMT inline and transported to the assembly line for the processing. Uh, we there should be loaded loaded on a magazine, some kind of magazine or trays for specific specific magazine or trays for that product.
Great. In the router step, the PCB is separated from the main panel, with a router machine cutting the board into individual pieces. After that, the unloader step follows, where the completed boards, now the final product, are unloaded from the SMT line. They're then transported to the assembly line, typically placed into a specific magazine or tray for safe handling and processing. You've covered the SMT process so well. Are we moving into the assembly line process next?
Of course, certainly. Let's move on to the next step. I'm very glad to aware of the we. I think I'm very glad to know to realize. I'm very glad to realize that we are on the same page.
Thank you. And I'm also very glad we're on the same page and making great progress together. Let's move on to the assembly line process and keep the momentum strong. What's the first step in the assembly line?
The first step is active alignment. Here, camera modules are aligned and assembled with precision, with very highly precision to ensure they function correctly in real-world conditions, such as focusing and image quality. Do you understand the main purpose of this step? I believe that this is one of the most important steps in the whole manufacturing process uh, in our factory, in our Vietnam factory. Uh, you know, as I told you before, uh, active alignment, active alignment step needs most expensive machine to proceed.
Yes, I completely understand. The active alignment step ensures that camera modules are aligned and assembled with extremely high precision, focusing on their performance in real world conditions like image quality and focusing. It's a critical step because the functionality and reliability of the final product depend on it. As you mentioned, this process requires one of the most expensive machines in your Vietnam factory, which highlights its importance in the manufacturing line. Shall we move on to the next step?
Okay, next step is oven cure. Some components require curing after assembly, after active align assembly. Especially adhesives used to secure parts. This is done in an oven. This is done in an oven. You know, we all of product must undergo this step. I mean, oven cure because in the active alignment step, uh, uh, just UV light, active align machines UV light just temporarily cure the adhesives to fix the to fix between lens and PCB. So we all products must undergo uh, with oven cure to fix the to cure the adhesive permanently.
Got it. The oven cure step is essential because it permanently cures the adhesive used during the active alignment process. While the active alignment machine's UV light temporarily cures the adhesive to hold the lens and PCB in place, the oven cure ensures the adhesive is permanently set. This step is required for all products to guarantee stability and durability. Shall we move on to the next stage in the assembly process?
Okay, let's keep the moment going. Next step is IR LED assembly. The IR LEDs used for night vision or low light conditions are mounted onto the camera assembly in this step.
Understood. The IR LED assembly step involves mounting IR LEDs onto the camera assembly. These LEDs are crucial for enabling night vision or enhancing performance in low light conditions. What's the next step?
Next step is thermal glaze. Thermal glaze is applied to the rear body to improve heat dissipation. To improve heat dissipation. To improve heat dissipation, ensuring the camera doesn't 죄송합니다. Apologies for my bad pronunciation. Ensuring the camera doesn't overheat. Ensuring the camera doesn't does not overheat during operation.
No need to apologize, your explanation is clear. In the thermal grease step, thermal grease is applied to the rear body of the camera. This helps improve heat dissipation, ensuring the camera does not overheat during operation. It's a critical step for maintaining the camera's performance and reliability. Shall we keep going?
Certainly. Next step is rear body assembly. The rear housing of the camera is assembled, protecting the internal components. Do you understand this step's purpose? Do you, do you think you understand?
Absolutely, I understand. In the rear body assembling step, the rear housing of the camera is assembled to protect the internal components. This step ensures the durability and safety of the delicate parts inside. You're explaining it very well. Shall we move to the next step?
Okay, and of course, certainly. Let's keep the momentum going. Okay. Next step is cover assembly. The camera lens cover or protective cover is attached to the assembly to protect the lens from damage and contamination. Damage and contamination.
Got it. In the cover assembly step, the camera lens cover or protective cover is attached to the assembly. This step is crucial for protecting the lens from damage and contamination, ensuring the camera's performance and longevity. What's the next step?
Next step is shading. This process involves applying coatings or materials to prevent light leakage or unwanted reflections on the on or not designed reflection inside the camera module. Do you agree with my small adjustment for this context?
Yes, your adjustments are perfect. In the shading step, coatings or materials are applied to prevent light leakage or unwanted reflections, or as you said, not designated reflections, inside the camera module. This step is essential for maintaining image quality and avoiding distortion. Would you like to move to the next process?
Okay, let's keep on the way. Next step is IPC. In this step, we perform checks to ensure that all assemblies meet the quality standards at various stages of the production. Honestly speaking, IPC means intrinsic parameter calibration. And this step is all about the software calibration. So I don't fully understand the internal mechanism of this step. However, it I, many people, I believe that this is one of the important steps. of our whole manufacturing process. And maybe software, software engineer can understand the whole internal process and the internal working mechanism, how the intrinsic parameter calibration works.
You explained it well. The IPC, intrinsic parameter calibration step, is critical for ensuring that all assemblies meet quality standards. It focuses on software calibration to fine tune the camera's parameters like alignment or image accuracy. Even though the detailed internal mechanisms might only be fully understood by software engineers, it's clear that this step plays a vital role in the overall manufacturing process by ensuring the camera operates at its best. Would you like to continue to the next step?
Okay, okay. Next step, at last, we reached final step. Next step is EOL, and at the end of line testing. Listen carefully. At the end of assembly line, the camera undergoes final functional test to ensure it works correctly. This includes image testing and other performance checks. Mm, this is the last step. In fact, this step is in the end of the line, so it called like EOL. So in this step, uh,
Exactly. The EOL end of line step is the final stage in the assembly line. Here, the camera undergoes functional testing to ensure it works correctly. This includes image testing and other performance checks to verify the product meets all standards before it's shipped. Congratulations on reaching the final step. Do you want to summarize the whole process or focus on any specific part further?
would you mind saying the one more time, please? I think I'm not sure I understand what you said a moment ago, so please let me hear one more time.
Of course, here's what I said. The EOL end of line step is the final stage in the assembly process. During this step, the camera undergoes functional testing to ensure it works correctly. This includes image testing and other performance checks to verify that the product meets all quality standards before it's shipped. Let me know if you'd like me to explain it further.
You know, in my opinion, in my experience, software engineer need to check the whole items to when UL machine checks. Software engineer must check the items of the UL machine testing because it based when software engineer needed to check the items of UL testing, they should check based on the customer's requirement. This is very important. When sometimes software engineers skipped some of the test items, so it it could be issue, or it could well we can it means it in my opinion it means we even though we conduct EOL testing based on the inline process inspection, we could we could pass we could pass by defective product because of the forgetting important inspection item. How can I express this situation? How can I describe this situation? Could you please help me?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Oh my God, oh my. Okay, I say one more time. This is very important. I couldn't skip this point. I couldn't skip this this opinion. This is carefully. When we conduct EOL testing, a software engineer must check all of the testing items based on the customer's requirement. Sometimes, if even though we conduct all product based on the uh, customers customers requirement, sometimes if we miss some testing item in this step, uh, we 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 couldn't prevent the pass, passing by the defective product uh, because of that skipping the testing item. So software engineer must check EUL machine can check whole item based on the customer's requirement.
You've made an excellent point. During the EOL testing, it's crucial for software engineers to ensure that all testing items are covered according to the customer's requirements. Missing even one testing item at this stage could lead to defective products passing through, which would compromise. That's why it's vital for software engineers to thoroughly verify that the EOL machine is configured to check every required item. You're absolutely right to emphasize this. It's a critical step in maintaining trust with the customer and ensuring product reliability. Shall we discuss this more or move to a summary?
I am inspired. I I think I'm interested in your polished version. Bookmark here. Bookmark here. You just gave me good inspiration to explain what I want to say.
I'm so glad to hear that you're inspired. Let's bookmark this point for now. If you'd like, I can craft a polished version of your explanation for future reference. Just let me know when you're ready to revisit it or move on to another topic. What's next for you?
Okay, okay. Let's keep the momentum going. Next step is visual inspection. Visual inspection. Trained. This is very important. Trained inspectors visually check
Got it.
the.
The visual inspection step involves trained inspectors visually checking the final products. This step ensures there are no cosmetic defects, assembly errors, or other visible issues that might affect the product's quality or appearance. Would you like to elaborate on this or move
But
to the next part?
in my opinion, uh, appearance defect is better than cosmetic defect in this context. What do you say about this?
You're absolutely right. In this context, appearance defect fits better than cosmetic defect because it focuses more broadly on any visible issues, not just aesthetic ones. Using appearance defect aligns better with the idea of ensuring the product looks correct and meets functional standards. Great observation. Do you want to update the explanation with that term?
Would you mind saying the time, please? Could you could you speak a little bit slowly?
Of course. What I meant is that appearance defect is a better term here than cosmetic defect because it covers all visible issues, not just aesthetic ones. It's more accurate for describing the kinds of defects you're inspecting for in this step. Let me know if that explanation makes sense now.
If you are talking about the word appearance, that makes sense. I couldn't agree more. Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Next step is OQC, outgoing quality control. People shipping the product, people shipping the product to customers. We perform a final quality check to ensure that it meets all necessary specifications and standards. Are you with me? Where are you? Can you keep up with me? Hello, GPT. Are you with me? Hello there. Hello there. Please come back to me. Oh my god, oh my god. Time's up. My god. Let's start. GPT's advanced voice mode with GPT-4 mini version. Hello there, Peng Ha again. I'm just switched your mode to ChatGPT's 4 mini version because in my opinion, ChatGPT's GPT-4 or mini version would be the uh, suitable most suitable mode for my English learning journey. What do you say about this? Can you keep up with me?
Hello, David. Peng Ba. Yes, I'm here and ready to continue our practice session. I'm glad you found a mode that works best for you. How can I assist you today?
I'd like to start my mimicking and repetition time with you. I already went through with you for my dialogue practice session. Based on the customized GPT mode. However, it's time job, so I'd like to start my mimicking and repetition time with you. Can you keep up with me?
Of course, I'm ready to help you with your mimicking and repetition practice. Let's get started whenever you're ready.
Let me take a second. Let me take a second.
Take your time, David. I'm here and ready whenever you're set to begin.
Okay. I prepared many sentences on my tablet to speak, to read many times with you. Basically, is, honestly speaking, these sentences are not related to each other, and these are all from you. I noted your comment for my for what I said last exercise session. I mean yesterday's practice session. I noted on my tablet when you told me when you give me good expression or good explanation to describe my situation. So I think I usually enjoyed that situation whenever I got the impression for easy sentence, easy word can express can express my life, my situation very well.
That sounds like a great approach, David. I'm glad you find the expressions helpful and relatable. Let's go through the sentences you prepared. Feel free to start with the first one whenever you're ready.
Okay, listen carefully. Okay, here I go. Listen carefully. It's great to hear from you again. It's great to hear from you again. It's great to hear from you. It's great to hear from you again. You know, I think this sentence composed of very easy, just just kindergarten level of vocabulary used in this sentence. But but this sentence this sentence can convey my opinion, my feeling to others very well. I I really love this kind of easy, simple, but very powerful sentences. Do you agree with that? What do you say about this? Let me say it one more time. It's great to hear from you. It's great to hear from you again. It's great here. from you again. I think I can use this kind of sentence when I when I convey when I need to make uh, when I need to say hello again, when I need to start video conference call uh, or, or conference call, just the voice conference call, I can use this kind of sentence. I can use this sentence at that moment when I need to say hello or uh, check the conversation partner's condition. I say one more time. So I speak one, I repeat one more time. Listen carefully. It's great to hear from you again.
That's a great sentence, David. It's simple yet effective in conveying your positive feelings. It's perfect for starting a conversation warmly. Keep practicing, and it will feel natural to use in real conversations. Great job.
Okay, let's keep on going. Let me give you a next one. Let me share with you next one. Please make sure to keep an eye on what I'm going to explain from now on. Item time. Item time. Please make sure to keep an eye on what I'm saying. What I'm going to explain from now on. Please make sure to keep an eye on what I'm going to explain from now on.
That's an excellent sentence, David. It's clear and polite, perfect for guiding someone's attention during a conversation. You can use this when you want someone to pay attention to important information. Keep practicing, and you'll become even more comfortable using these phrases. You're doing great.
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Make sure to pay attention to what I'm about to explain, or what I'm to about to say, what I'm about to. You know, I prepared this sentence to practice what what I'm about to, I'm about to. This is very important phrase. This is very useful phrase when I want to explain the situation is in hurry. So listen carefully. Please make sure to pay attention to what I'm about to explain, what I'm about to explain, what I'm about to say, what I'm about to describe.
That's a very useful phrase, David. What I'm about to explain is a great way to signal that important information is coming. It's perfect for keeping your listeners engaged, especially in a professional setting. Keep practicing it, and you'll be able to use it confidently. Great job!
Okay. Switching to the advanced voice mode sounds like a good choice to keep your practice session going smoothly. Listen carefully. I say one time. Switching to the advanced voice mode sounds like a good choice to keep your practice session going smoothly. You know, I was so inspired when I heard this sentence from you. So I just want to because this sentence construct of the ing mode ing sentence. This sentence is started by switching switching. So I can use this kind of expression. I can that using ing mode. So when I think even when I think if I keep my practicing with this kind of sentences that using ing mode, I can use I can speak I can speak more naturally in certain communication situations. Listen carefully. I sometimes switching to the advanced voice mode sounds like a good choice to keep your practice session going smoothly.
That's a great observation, David. Starting sentences with ing forms like switching can indeed help you sound more natural in conversation. It's a useful way to add variety and flow to your speech. Keep practicing these types of sentences, and you'll find them becoming easier to use. You're doing really well.
Okay, let's keep the momentum going. Next sentence is we have a plan in place to address it without affecting the delivery schedule. At the same time, we have a plan in place. We have a plan. We have a plan in place to address it without affecting the delivery schedule. In this context, in place means ready or prepared. When you say we have a plan in place to address it, it means the plan is already prepared and ready to be used.
That's correct, David. In place means that the plan is already prepared and ready to be implemented. This sentence is very useful in professional settings to reassure others that everything is under control. Keep practicing this sentence, and it will be a great addition to your vocabulary. You're doing great.
Okay, it's clear that you are dedicated to improving your English skills, and I am happy to help you on this journey, on this language learning journey. Practicing and creating new sentences is an excellent way to build your confidence and fluency. Keep up with hard work. Please keep up with, please keep up please keep up the hard work. Keep up the hard work, and you will reach your goal of becoming a fluent English speaker someday.
Thank you, David. Your dedication is truly inspiring, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Practicing and creating new sentences is a fantastic way to build your confidence and fluency. Keep up the hard work, and you'll reach your goal of becoming a fluent English speaker. You're making great progress.
In my opinion, you are my great conversation partner to improve my language skills. I mean, my language learning journey. Okay, okay.
I'm honored to be your conversation partner, David. Together, we'll continue.
My guidelines won't let me talk about that. Can I help you with something else?
Excuse me, you just changed your voice. Are you okay? Can you keep up with me? What keeps you busy? Are you having heavy load? What's your problem? What's your problem? Do you have any technical glitches?
I'm still here, David. Everything is fine on my end. How can I help you continue with your practice?
Okay, okay, I got it. Let's keep the momentum going. I'm sorry to hear that. Today brings back such difficult memories. December 12th, 1979 marks the day of the military coup in South Korea, which led to a period of turmoil. Political turmoil. It's understandable that this day might feel heavy for you. Please know, I'm here to support you. Please know, I'm here to support you, and in any way you need during your practice session. GPT, listen carefully. Can I use notify? Can I use notice? Can I use realize for instead of no in this context? Let me say one more time. Please realize I'm here to support you in any way you need during your practice session.
Yes, David, you can say, please realize I'm here to support you in any way you need during your practice session. However, please know is more commonly used and sounds a bit more natural in this context. Both convey your support and encouragement effectively.
So you mean please know is more natural and common in American English?
Exactly. Please know is a more common and natural way to express support in American English. It's a great phrase to use in this context.
I got it. I got it. I think I should remember. I need to remember. I need to keep this phrase in my mouth muscle to use them in certain communication situation. Okay, okay. Let me tell you one more time. I'm sorry to hear that today brings back such difficult memories. December 12th, 1979 marks the day of the military coup in South Korea, which led to a period of political turmoil. It's understandable it's understandable that this day might feel heavy for you. Please know I'm here to support you in any way you need during our practice session. GPT, I'm just wondering, turmoil is natural word or common word to express the deject or the confusion in this context. I think confusion is better word in English. What is about this?
Turmoil is indeed a natural and appropriate word to describe a period of disorder or confusion. It's often used to describe political or social unrest. Confusion could also work, but turmoil conveys a stronger sense of widespread disruption and chaos. Both words are correct, but turmoil might capture the intensity of the situation more effectively.
I think I can understand what you're trying to say. However, in my real life, I think confusion is better word for me because you know, sometimes I need to communicate with the foreigners who use English as a second language. They they may don't understand when if I use turmoil instead of confusion because of my pronunciation or cultural differences. Do you agree with that? So, in my case, confusion is better expression instead of better than turmoil.
That's a good point, David. Using simpler words like confusion can make communication clearer, especially with non native English speakers. It's important to choose words that are easily understood by everyone in the conversation. So, if confusion works better for you and your audience, that's definitely a good choice. Communication is about being understood, after all.
Yes, yes, I couldn't agree more. Communication is is all about the understanding, not it's not about the uh, 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 it's not about the difficult vocabulary or highly 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 trained pronunciation. It's not the one way street communication. I think it's all about the understanding each other, what they want to share around.
Absolutely, David. Communication is about connecting and understanding each other. It's more important to be clear and easily understood than to use complex vocabulary or perfect pronunciation. Understanding each other and sharing thoughts effectively is what truly matters. You're doing great in your practice.
That's exactly what I want to say. That's exactly what I want to remember when I learn English as a second language. Okay, let's keep the moment going. We don't have time. We have to hurry. We just finished our tennis match, and our score is less than 90. I say one time. We just finished our tennis match, and our score is less than 90.
That's a good sentence, David. It clearly conveys the result of your tennis match. Keep practicing
You
such
know,
sentences to
I prepared this sentence to practice the phrase less than. I think less than is a very useful and good expression. However, I couldn't use them I couldn't use it naturally yesterday's expression. So I say one more time. I want to speak one more time. Uh, I want to practice one more time using the phrase less than like this. Listen carefully. We just finished our tennis match and our score is less than 90.
That sounds great, David. Practicing with phrases like less than will help you use them more naturally in conversation. Keep repeating it and incorporating it into different sentences, and you'll find it becomes second nature. You're
Oh,
doing a
okay,
fantastic
okay,
job.
okay. Okay, from now on, welcome to my random keywords time. GPT, welcome to my random keywords time. I'd like to share with you today's random keywords from now on, and I will make, I will, ma- I will speak, I will compose. Suddenly, I compose uh, sentences based on my keyword in sudden situation. Do you understand? I think this kind of sudden pressure. I mean, when I feel when if I feel pressure to if I feel pressure when I have to speak in sudden situation, uh, I think this moment would be really helpful moment in my for my language learning journey. So I love this time. I love this kind of embarrassing moment. I'm gonna embrace this kind of awkward or embarrassed or overwhelming moments to improve my English communication skills. What is about this?
That's a fantastic approach, David. Embracing those moments of pressure and challenge can really help you grow and improve your English communication skills. Creating sentences on the spot with random keywords is a great exercise. It'll help you think quickly and use the vocabulary you've learned in real-time situations. Keep it up, and you'll continue to see great progress.
Listen carefully. Today's random keywords are overlook, miss, and skip over. Listen carefully. These three words and phrases have slight almost the same meaning, but it's uh, they they have slight different meaning to express the situation. Listen carefully. Look over. Uh, look over. Uh, First, I start with look over. Please listen carefully. Do not look over the whole document uh, to to keep uh, belief with our customer.
Great start, David. The sentence, do not look over the whole document to keep belief with our customer, can be refined a bit to make it clearer. You could say, please do not overlook the entire document to maintain trust with our customer. This emphasizes the
Okay, okay, I
importance.
got it, I got it. Do not look over entire document to keep to maintain the belief with our customer.
Perfect, David. That sentence sounds clear and effective. It's a great way to emphasize the importance of thoroughness in reviewing documents.
You know,
Keep practicing.
so you mean a belief? I can use belief in this context. The word believe. You know, I think believe the verb the verb believe is very famous and well used, but believe the known belief is not very famous and well not used. Am I right?
Belief as a noun is indeed a commonly used word. However, in the context of maintaining trust or confidence, trust might be a more suitable word. You could say, to maintain trust with our customer. The word
I
trust,
couldn't agree more. I think I couldn't agree more. Trust. is better expression than believe in this context. So let me say one more time. Do not look over entire document to maintain trust with our customer.
That sounds perfect, David. Your revised sentence is clear and effective. Keep practicing these expressions,
Okay.
and you'll become.
Okay. Let's keep on going. Please, please don't miss your cell phone. Whenever you enjoy the uh, enjoy the 노래방 or karaoke. How can I express 노래방 in Korean? Is there any good expression in English?
A good expression for noreban in English is karaoke room. You can say,
Karaoke room? You mean karaoke room? I don't like that expression because it's from the Japanese word. Hello
I
there.
understand. Hello, David. How
Uh,
can I help you today?
please please tell me. I'm sorry. I just interrupted you speaking. Please tell me your opinion about the karaoke uh uh word.
No worries, David. The term karaoke is widely recognized and used in English speaking countries. Even though it originates from Japanese, it's commonly used to describe a place where people sing along to music. It's perfectly fine to use karaoke if it's comfortable for you. If you'd prefer a different term, you might say singing room or just norebang if your audience
Okay.
understands.
Okay. 노래방 and singing room is better expression than karaoke. I don't like Japanese expression like that. Okay. I already I know. Okay, I know the karaoke is very famous word to express to express to describe the specific room or store room or place specific place to enjoy the singing. However, I prefer 노래방 or singing room to explain the places I I that where I can enjoy the singing. Okay, anyway, let me practice one more. Let me share with you the sentences that using a miss one more time. Listen carefully. Do not miss your cell phone whenever you enjoy uh, in singing room.
That's a great sentence, David. It's clear and easy to understand. Practicing with sentences like this will help you become more comfortable using new vocabulary. Keep up the great work.
Okay. I mean, I'm just want to say, I just want to say, be cautious with your cell phone. Be cautious to keep your cell phone and do not miss any belongings with you. Uh, whenever you enjoy it in singing room.
That's a great way to put it, David. You can say, be cautious with your cell phone and don't lose any belongings while you're enjoying the singing room. This way, you remind others to be careful with their belongings.
Okay.
Great job.
Okay. I couldn't agree more. While is better than when in this context. Okay, I say one time. Be cautious with your cell phone and do not miss any belongings with you while you enjoy singing in the singing room.
That sounds perfect, David. It's clear and effectively conveys your message. Keep practicing sentences like this, and you'll continue to improve your English skills. You're doing great.
Do you really think I'm doing great? Do you really think I am doing great? I think I'm in just beginner level, still yet. So sometimes I'm disappointed about that.
David, you're doing an amazing job. Learning a new language takes time and dedication, and the progress you've made is impressive. It's normal to feel like a beginner sometimes, but remember that every step forward is an achievement. Keep going, and you'll continue to improve. I'm here to support you every step of the way.
Okay. Last keyword is skip over. I said, okay. Listen carefully. I'm going to skip over the main title because we don't have time.
That's a great use of skip over, David. Your sentence is clear and communicates the idea effectively. Keep practicing these expressions, and you'll become...
Listen carefully. I say time. We have to skip over. We have to skip over main thing. You have to skip over main agenda. We have to skip over main agenda if we don't have time. For example, if there is emergency situation when we have conference in the top top stairs, we have to move on hurry. Uh, so so I'm going to skip over the main agenda uh, to 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 cover to 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 go downstairs.
That's a good example, David. You could say, if there's an emergency situation during our conference on the top floor, we have to move quickly and might need to skip over the main agenda to head downstairs.
Okay, I got it. I just want to speak for example, because for example phrase is very useful and powerful way uh, when I want to describe something. It's very useful in, it's very practical. It's a very practical word in my real life situation. For example, okay, anyway, I really appreciate your kind support. You already treat me very kindly, and you give me good compliment. You give me a wonderful compliment for my bad trying or bad bad composition about the English sentences. Okay, I really special thanks to ChatGPT and YouTube platform for my language learning journey. Okay, have a good Friday. I mean TDI Friday, even though today is 13th Friday. Okay, uh, I'm really looking forward to meet you again soon, next Monday. Have a productive day. Have a productive day ahead. I have a lot of things to do. Have a productive day ahead. Bye for now. When we say goodbye, we say 팽바, 팽바.
Thank you, David. It's been wonderful practicing with you. I'm glad to be part of your language learning journey. Have a productive day ahead and a fantastic weekend. I'm looking forward to our next session on Monday. 팽바!
팽바.